Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Midlife Real Life, where we have the mad ramblings of too many women in isolation during the lockdown period. And so we have our normal panel today. We have Maggie. Hello, Maggie.
Hi, everybody.
And we have Jo. Hi, Jo.
Hi.
And we also have Karen Gider joining us today. And Karen is known as Space Yoga Scotland. So we're going to be adding a little bit of chat about that in our conversation today as well. So, hi ladies, what's your week been like in lockdown?
Oh, don't ask me, I've had a shocker. Just, there are all kinds of, one of the things, is anyone else feeling a bit like this? Underlying everything, really, whatever you do and however you feel and however positive you try to be, there's a kind of underlying anxiety now about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
When lockdown eases.
Judging by the news, we're all going to the worst recession that's ever been known to man. And I think the thing is that the more you watch the news, the worse you feel. So, the thing is, none of us are in government, so we can't make a damn bit of difference. All we've got to do is just keep your end up, as the actor said to the bishop, and just keep smiling.
Yeah.
And just keep diving through it. But
nothing's changing. Everything's just the same every day, isn't it?
Yeah. I think we'll all feel more comfortable, at least I will, when we know what the plan is. Because at the moment, you think, well, does that mean, because I live on my own, as you do as well, Maggie, don't you?
Yeah.
Does that mean, I'm like week 7 of not having a conversation with anybody in the same room? And you just think, is it going to be, if it's only you can go out to work and exercise more, but you still can't have people in the same room? Now that's actually quite hard to deal with.
It's just, the thing is, we could get this absolutely overwhelming anxiety that would just stop you from actually living. And I think what we've got to do is just start really thinking about what we're going to do when we get back out there and making a plan. If you've got a plan, then all is good. I'm launching my website, and I've got a fantastic makeup kit that I've put together with a great company, and I'm really excited about that. And a lot of it is going to be online. And I think the great thing about it, I don't know how you feel, girls, but I think the wonderful thing is that women our age, well, definitely my age, 62, are really embracing this type of thing. We can get Zooming. I'm doing loads of Zoom one-to-ones, and I didn't think they'd work. I was like, how are we going to do this? But they are, which is and that's a good thing, isn't it?
I think so. Shall I let you into a little secret? Well, I think, as you all know, that I had it because I had all the symptoms and I couldn't taste or smell for a month. But I've actually sent off for an antibody test.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
$99.99. It hasn't come yet. And, I won't believe that it's 100% accurate, and I won't believe that I couldn't get it again. But it will give me a little bit of peace of mind, just a little bit of peace of mind.
Yeah.
Before going back out into the world. For me, the whole economic thing, and I've done lots of thinking and rethinking about my business, and just in the last week come to some big decisions. But for me, it's kind of, I'm slightly scared about going back to the life before, where actually we were at the behest of so many other people's expectations. And kind of now when you're in lockdown, and particularly actually if you live on your own, like Kerry and I, you're not. It's a very different way of life. As much as I hate the lack of variety, now I suddenly, unexpectedly, find myself a bit scared about how I'm going to cope with the old life. But I'm not the only one. No. A lot of women I've spoken to feel like that.
And it won't be the same. It'll be very different going forward anyway, won't it? But we can adapt to anything, can't we? Slowly but surely. But I'm quite fearful as well.
I think everybody is really quite anxious to get back out there, and I think you know, you shouldn't be scared. I'm scared because my 90-year-old mother is in a care home at the minute, and
me too.
Inmates, as I call them, have actually died in this care home.
Yeah, me too.
I'm so worried about her. And then you have this, I don't know whether you've read Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers. I keep reading that over and over again because I'll handle it. Whatever, you know, I've handled so much in my life, you know, and I will continue to handle it. And I think the main thing is don't get too fearful about life, because we will get through this. And we're very lucky, generally. We should count our blessings.
We're all here, and we're all in one piece, aren't we? You know,
and we will adapt.
Yeah, we
will.
We will.
And come out stronger.
Onwards and upwards, ladies.
Exactly. And talking about adapting, do you think that people's approach to beauty will change? The reason I say that is I was really pleasantly surprised this week to see that Judi Dench, at the age of 85, is on the cover of Vogue magazine. And it wasn't what was also interesting, it wasn't an age issue, you know, because often they have a special issue, don't they? They'll have somebody over 70 or over 80, I don't know, the token person. This was a regular issue. And so I thought that was more significant.
Yeah, she looks amazing. I didn't even realise she was that age. I thought she was 10 years younger. She looks fantastic.
And you know, I've actually met her in real life, and I have to tell you, she looks amazing.
Yeah.
You know, she looks like that. I don't think there was much airbrushing going on there. I really don't. I think she was beautifully made up, which you would understand, Jo. But honestly,
minimal makeup, maximum effect.
And I noticed that she did what you were telling us last week about the colours. All the colours went through her entire face. Because we were talking of another show, which you'll have to watch it, Karen, with Jo was saying, because they were talking about wearing different colour lipsticks to match our outfits, and Jo was, and Jo explained to us why to do that. Well, you can explain better, which wear the colours.
Well, I've got creams on today.
You look amazing. Look at those eyes.
I know.
Jo.
Oh wow.
No, it's I've got peaches and creams on today, but I had heathers and berries on last week. But if you notice that, you know, once you do the eyes, then you follow through with the cheeks and the lips, and that's it. I think it's minimal is what we're after. And I think certainly with Judi Dench, if you look at any of her makeup, she doesn't really change her style. No. Like Julie Walters and the rest of it, you know, to me that they're not embracing the whole Botox thing. They're quite happy with the age they are. You know,
Meryl Streep.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
But you know, this is the thing. They're not trying to look 20. They're not trying to disguise, you know, any wrinkles or anything that's going wrong with their face. It's a celebration of every single line on my face, and I've never ever had Botox or fillers or anything else, and I genuinely wouldn't. I'm not saying that people shouldn't, you know, because whatever
it's not for you.
It's the end of the day. And if there is something that you feel really, really, what's the word? You know, kind of conscious of, that you really feel is affecting your whole personality and your whole life, then go for it, you know, get it done. But I think with Judi Dench, Jerry Hall, who's my hero, you know, all of these people, they just haven't had it done. And I think probably, Karen, what you do is, you know, it's what you do on a day-to-day basis that makes the difference, isn't it?
Yeah. Totally.
And there aren't that many quick fixes, and if they are a quick fix, you're usually going to have to pay out the nose to get it done again and again and again. So,
and then it never ever lasts. That's the thing. If you do face yoga, so you know you're working with the facial anatomy and the muscles, and they do have a muscle memory. So if you don't work out your face for a few days, go back to it immediately. You know, it rejuvenates, it tightens. If I don't do it for maybe 2 weeks, if I'm really busy, I've got a 13-year-old and he always notices my jawline going, and he'll say, "Mom, see, have you been doing your face yoga?" And I'm looking in the mirror and I can start to see, you know, the definition sort of losing it, and I go right back into it, and it just picks up again.
I was listening to a podcast last night, which I can really, really recommend, which is called Outspoken Beauty. And the presenter was interviewing someone who used to be, I don't know, the deputy editor, beauty editor of Harper's, whatever. But they were talking about more expensive products and the less expensive versions that she felt were doing just as good a job.
Yeah.
And she was saying that the general feeling about lockdown is that people are not, you know, even people who were spending a lot more money on beauty are actually pulling back and looking for less expensive options because of the situations we all find ourselves in.
In these days, things are going to get much more around that. And I talk to people, I have done quite a few people and a lot of my clients are incredibly wealthy, but a lot of my clients aren't wealthy at all. And, a lot of the time, their session with me or whatever has been bought for them by their daughter or their son or their husband, kind of a divorce stage there, but you know what I mean. And I think now people are genuinely going to they want value for money. They're not going to waste money. Then, whatever they buy, they really have to guarantee that it works because, you can't lose money anymore. And that's where I'm quite definite that I'm going to be helping out.
I think for both of you, actually, interestingly, from a business perspective, the fact that we're all going to be doing so much more virtual stuff works in your favor in that suddenly, I think, where people were kind of thinking, oh my God, what am I going to wear for this session? They're kind of thinking, well, I've got my slippers on here, my furry slippers. They're thinking, oh, well, how does my face look? So people are going to want to look good and maybe more conscious than they would be if they were going to a meeting where someone can take in your whole body so that they're not quite so focused on your face.
So are you suggesting, Maggie, that we should swap our time at the gym to do our faces instead of our bodies because nobody's going to see them anymore?
Exactly.
No.
No, okay.
That would be very
They're taking in my body, they're going to have to take in a bulk load, I can honestly say.
No, I'm not.
People are getting more time now to sit and do exercises, haven't they? So even the quick fix is for a really busy lifestyle, I think. But whereas if you want, like even during the day, I'm doing my yoga, my Pilates, and then working on my face. So we've all got time now, and it just.
It'd be interesting to know how you do your yoga.
We can do some.
But also, how did you start doing it? What's your story? How did it come about?
I'll make it short. It's a really long story. I was living in Turkey. I've got an eating phobia. It's called cybophobia, which I thought it was a disorder, but it's a phobia, and it stops me eating. So I lost 4 stone. Now I'm 5'11", and I went right down to about a size 8. Whereas normally I'm a good 14. Anyway, my body was just gone. My face, I'd lost all the muscle definition. And I returned to Scotland, worked on my body, but my face, I was only 42 time, and I could really notice a difference in my eyes, my jawline. So I just sat down one day and I just Googled natural facelift. And there Eva came up, but I couldn't get to her. Then I found someone else. And I started, the minute I was reading, now, I don't have much passion for a lot of things in life. There's very few things that really, really get me. And the minute I was reading it, I was getting so excited. And I knew there and then that I wanted to be a teacher and not just do the lessons. And I was certified eventually as a teacher because I noticed the difference that it made in my face.
How old are you, Karen? How old
now?
are you?
I'm 51. Just turned 51.
You're a baby.
So
I've got to ask you, is there a point at which it's too late to start?
No, I don't think so. I was saying this morning, as long as you've still got, muscle mass in your face, you can really tighten and tone. Even if, maybe I've got a really elderly lady, I think she's about 92, and obviously, it's so different, isn't it, the muscle tone? But you can still do it to make yourself feel good, to release it.
I'm just going to say that because it's not just about aesthetics, is it? I think the more that you actually work out, and the more that it's like working out in your body. Not that I do,
totally.
But
It's like, it's resistance exercising.
Absolutely, it's like anything that's exercising. But I genuinely believe that anything to strengthen the muscles in your face has got to be a good thing, because it is here that we drop. And
I think we should all do one together. Will I show you pufferfish?
Let's do one together. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's do one together. Yeah.
I'm all ready.
I'm not going to do a pufferfish.
Come on. Right. This one is for the zygomatic majors with minors and major muscles that are respond to smiling. So when they start to fall, that gives us a droopy dog look. So to really strengthen and tighten them, you fill your mouth with air. You fill your air with mouth like this. And you're going to imagine you've got mouthwash and you're going to move it from side to side, but don't move your mouth. No, you have to do it really slow and controlled. So you're going.
This may end up in outtakes.
Right. Yes. Yeah. No, I'm taking this.
You have to keep doing it. Fun. The thing is, some of you might not feel it because your muscles might not actually be activated, and you really need to learn to isolate the muscle. You're just going. Don't let your mouth move from side. Keep your mouth in a controlled position. And then to release the air, you just go.
Sorry about that, girls. That was a bit
no raspberries.
And you're just pushing forward. Now, I'll give you one called Rosy Glow. So you're just really pinching deep into your facial muscles. That's it. And what I say to people is, see when you don't have any makeup and you're doing a selfie and you're really white, see if you just pinch along. I mean, look at the way the blood circulation's really.
That's such a good idea, because I always look like death halfway through the day.
Or just pinch and that gets all the movement going.
That's an old-fashioned thing, though, isn't it? That goes way back.
Pinch your cheeks, yeah.
Pinch your cheeks.
Wow.
I used to do that when I was a kid. You know, just kind of get the bit of, because I was so, we call in the northeast, Paley Wally. You will know Paley Wally. And
I want to show you one more for your jaw, because this is an amazing one, right? It's called the jaw square. Right. So you get your thumbs and just put them underneath here. And just grasp on. So you're going to move your hands right along to your ears and lift off, but don't let your mouth go out of shape. So we're doing this, we're going and off.
That's in my facial massage technique. I do that. Yeah. Because
this is amazing.
And what does this one do, Karen?
It actually defines the jaw area, but also as you're pushing along, you're actually pressing upon acupressure points as well. And it's good for if you hold tension in your jaw, because I walk about and sometimes I feel my mouth is
my teeth are
tight. I'm stressed, so this will release any tension. And this is one of the fastest ones. But you need to keep your mouth.
Look, I can do that. Look.
Well, my mouth's going like this when I do it. Why is my mouth going like that when I do it?
Because you have to keep it like this. You have to go.
Oh, I've got it.
If not, you're stretching the oris muscle.
But also, Karen, we were chatting on a different call earlier, doing a lot more about the anatomy of the face and what to do. But you made a really good point, especially as we're all doing so much online where we're looking at screens, is what's our resting face like?
Yeah. And most people's is like that. So I say, just hold, give yourself a nice smile like this. Because as you're doing that, you're really working the zygomatics as well, because they're staying up.
Don't you think the best facelift is a smile? Because if I find happy, smiley, laughing people.
And have you ever laughed so much that your face burns, your face aches? That's a really good facial workout.
Aching with laughter.
I do that a lot with girlfriends.
Exactly.
You make me laugh, belly laugh.
But I think it's interesting what you said earlier about how this started for you, and in losing weight, because I have lost considerable. I've lost a stone and I wasn't huge, but I've lost a stone and a half. And in fact, I've lost a good 3/4 of a stone in the last 3 months. And every night I slap all this stuff on my face, a lot more than I used to. And I think I'm going to wake up the next morning and I'm going to look in the mirror and I'll be 10 years younger. And in fact, I've really noticed that my face, I'm really worried about all the wrinkles around here that I didn't really notice so much before. But now that I've lost weight, they're much more prominent, all here, you know, and here, of course.
Yeah, you do notice it, but also even like do some research on foods for skin, which will really, really help as well. Avocados are good for your skin. You know, oils, fish. But yeah, you do, because when you lose the muscle tightness, obviously everything starts to fall down. I had really bad nasolabial lines, and my jaw and my eyes were awful. But you know, slowly, and face yoga is amazing. And facial massage as well, obviously.
Can I just ask you about, you know, how often, I guess with all things, everybody's different, and everybody's muscles are going to respond differently, and everyone is going to take a different length of time and have a different result. But with your clients, how often do you suggest that they do a program of exercises?
Okay, so when I teach them, I've got 18 exercises that I need to teach. So obviously that's over a couple of weeks, and I'm really, you know, I'm really full on with them, and I examine exactly where they're putting their fingers. For example, there's an eye exercise, and if you maybe put your finger here, it's not going to work, so it should be here. So I'm really, really, you know, fussy. But once we really get the hang of it, they can get down to 20 minutes a night. And I always recommend at first 4 to 5 days a week, and then maybe bring it down to 3 days a week. And it's only 20 minutes. And that's what I was saying this morning. As soon as I wake up in the morning, it's bank account, emails, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. Half an hour's gone, and then I go back and I do the same thing again. It's really awful, but I could have been up, you know, face yoga, 20 minutes, and that's it done. So, yeah.
Can you split it, Karen? Can you do 10 minutes in the morning, and as long as you do 20 minutes overall, do you have to do it all in one session?
Yeah. No, you don't need to, but what people do is there's some exercises that are not very pretty and they take longer, so they skip that. But you need to do them all eventually. Because some people go, the forehead smoother is really easy, but the smile smoother is quite a different exercise.
What's
as long as you're doing something. Right, so will we do it? Right, so first of all,
you just said it's not very pretty.
That's awful. Right, so you need to stretch out your oris muscle. So you're going like this, you're going, and you're making sure your lips are covering your teeth. So we're going to do this twice. We're going to go.
I look like a fish.
Now you're going to get your finger, you're going to put it on your chin for resistance while your mouth's closed. Now you're going to do 4 scoops of air up to the ceiling. Keep your mouth closed, then bring it down again. So we're going. And down.
Okay, now do that again. So we're doing.
Now, while you do, what this is doing is this is going to help your chin, your jaw, and your neck. So we're going. Hold your mouth tight and then bring it down again. Now that's a really good one, especially if you're doing it right, and people are, oh, I can't be bothered, and then they'll just do the forehead mover. So as long as you do everything together, yes, eventually it'll
you do it properly,
and as long as you don't fall about laughing in the middle of it.
And do you think this is something that you can teach virtually?
Oh yes, I've done my Zoom lesson. I had a Zoom class last week. I had 23 ladies in it on my laptop. It was amazing. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So we don't have to live in Scotland to come to you?
No, but I've also got, I made online tutorials about a year ago. So I've actually got a silver package, a gold package, and a platinum one. Silver's for beginners. If you want a bit more intense, it's the gold, and the platinum is like the full range of my exercises and some massage techniques. So the sign on, it's called Practice Better. And once they're in, they see it's me doing videos, teaching, talking, and there's a little chat, platform so we can chat. And then I can actually do a Zoom call as well. So yeah, it's easy.
Like a membership scheme.
Membership
scheme.
Yeah, well, once you actually buy the package, you're there all the time. So I was working out, I thought, well, should I do it monthly? Or will I just put all the exercise together? Because you've got it for life anyway. Once you're actually in, you've got everything for life. So there's lots of different things I'm working on, you know, to try and make it easy for people. But yeah, but it's really, it's interesting, it's funny.
Yeah. So between you, Karen, and you, Jo, we're sorted, aren't we?
We are. Well, yeah.
Apart from my hair.
We can get face done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait for lockdown to be over and to go to Jo and for her to make a transformation, because I'm doing it totally wrongly, I've realised. But you know, we've all got stuff to learn, haven't we? You know, and it's never too late to learn. Something that I wanted to ask you, given that we're talking about women over 50, it seems to me that this would be, if somebody is really interested, that this would be a wonderful opportunity in terms of a business opportunity for a woman of a certain age to think about doing. And so where can people train? Apart from, well, Eva Fraser's more exercises. Well, no, is she similar?
Yeah. So there's three main teachers, I'd say. There's a Japanese lady called Fumiko, and she's amazing. Eva Fraser does it now and again, and then there's Danielle Collins, who actually I trained with. But there's so many different teachers now. But basically, you would just go online, find out who you resonate with. Danielle had asked me to be her super trainer for Scotland, but I've been working on a little manual of my own techniques, different exercises. So I'm just going to, you know, keep it just now. And then I'm thinking of maybe having 2 or 3 teachers for Face Yoga Scotland by the end of this year, but obviously everything's changed now as well. But you know, it's a long time. I'd done facial anatomy at university, so I had that behind me anyway. So it's a long time in training, you know, if you want to really, really do it well. But
How long is the training? How long is the training? Because our ladies might be interested. How long is the training?
It depends. It depends if you go down to London and do it face to face, or now they're doing it online as well, or you can do long distance. So it really depends on every different teacher. So it took me about 1.5 years to train. So it depends. It depends on everyone.
This is the thing. I think when anybody ever comes to you anyway, and they think that it's so easy to do, it's like somebody said to me, I'm not paying you for what you're telling me right now. I'm paying you for the years that you've been doing this. And it is something that, because my biggest, you know, I think the thing with my industry, and I think for many industries that are directed mainly at women over 40, over 50, is that, you know, that you can go to, maybe, where do you go? You know, there's beauty therapists, there's beauty counters, and all this kind of thing. But to really, truly understand, because I don't, my makeup doesn't move. I don't kind of walk around worried. I mean, we've just been doing all of this. I'm not worried because my makeup won't move. And it's designed to use less of everything. But you can only understand the face, like with you, Karen, unless you've actually encountered so many different faces. You know, my little hands, not so little, have been on many faces. So everything has its own issues. Do you know what I mean? So with Karen, you probably will have the same type of thing. You know, you might get somebody who's wrinkled, somebody who's, you know, got lost definition in their face. And a lot of the time when they come to me, they think they haven't got any definition. And that, I mean, some of my before and afters, even I'm shocked. You know, I go, oh my God, because, you know, the transformation is immediate, obviously, with me. With you, Karen, I would imagine that you need to work on it and be
slowly.
specific, because it's not just general, is it, what you do? I'm sure that you look at somebody's face and say, you need this one more than that one.
Yes, and do you know what I do? I love faces. Like the minute I see someone, I'm reading the face.
I do.
And I can tell within the first 3 minutes how they are as a person, if they're stressed or depressed or they're happy. It's amazing. Like, and I don't mean to study and I stare at people. I don't mean it, you know, but I love faces so much. It's true what they say, your life's written on it.
I don't look at people unless makeup wise, unless they ask me to. But when they do, I, immediately I can see what is the most important thing to bring out in their face. So it can be, the eyes, it can be, I mean, the technique is the same for most people, but it's the cheekbones, because we were talking before, cheekbones are really important, and it's definition on the face, but it doesn't have to be, you don't have to use 10 ton of makeup, because I think that's the terrifying thing. Back in the day when we were kids, you used to have to pile this makeup on, and now all it does is emphasize wrinkles and make you look old. We need to get that kind of glow without covering skin. Avoid at all cost.
But there is a real trend, isn't there? Mary, do you do facial exercises? Because you always look amazing to me.
No, but I will do now. I think I go through phases when I suddenly get enthusiastic about something, and I have Danielle Collins' DVD, but I don't have a DVD player anymore. So I used to have a DVD player in an old laptop, and then when that got replaced with no player, I stopped doing the exercise, and I haven't migrated to the online versions. I might do the odd one when I see somebody pop up in the Instagram stream. Oh, I have a go at that. But you said you can't really do face yoga by numbers. No, I don't. But I did have, but they don't sell them anymore. A home version of the Casey machine.
Oh yeah.
Which I liked, but then they stopped selling that, so it makes it more difficult to get the replacement buzz now than they used to do. So I guess that was like the electronic equivalent of that, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah. Does your mother have amazing skin? I mean, what do you think?
My mother does. She has the most amazing skin, and she does. And for years she did the Eva Fraser's exercises.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
But years ago. But she's always looked after her skin. And in fact, somewhere on the website, somebody did a makeover on her. I'm not sure if it's still there. And people couldn't, and I think at this time, I talked maybe 5-6 years ago, so she would have been in her mid-70s. And I had so many beauty companies approach me to say, would your mother like to try our products? We think her skin is amazing.
Wow.
And she does have the most, amazing skin, and similarly she always had really nice hands as well. But she's never put her face in the sun. She's always religious about her skincare routine, which she stopped hard before lockdown. She made sure she was
what does she use?
She uses different things. She loves, because I've passed on, because going through that, obviously she had a lot of things that we diverted her way to do reviews. She owes me a few reviews. I've had to tell her to get on with it during lockdown.
Else I'll do it.
So she loves uses a lot of the special neck and décolletage products, and she loves the Time Bomb one. Time Bomb.
I've got some of them. I love Time
I don't
Bomb.
know Time Bomb at all.
Oh, actually, one of my hero. We talk about them. I've got my hero product with me to the Time Bomb product.
Oh, good.
But that's one of the ones that she uses. She also likes Linda Lusardi's range, which is another one that I had introduced her to through the reviews that we have on the website. But no, I think it's most of the Time Bomb is her favourite, and also Sanctuary Spa.
Oh yes.
Yeah, she wants to do the little pampering kits for that. She will do that.
Can I just give a little advice to people who maybe don't have an awful lot of money to buy these products? It doesn't cost anything to do what Karen is telling you to do. That's literally obviously getting your advice. But Nivea, the old in the blue tub, is a fantastic massage cream. So when you're with my massage, it's kind of over the head, around the eyes, upwards and outwards, and then on. And as you massage that, take it off with kitchen roll, wrap the kitchen roll around. But a lot of people don't have it, and they don't have money. They're too frightened at the minute to spend it on. So I would say, regardless of whatever, just get yourself a jar of Nivea. But it has to be the blue tub, not more advanced things. That's been out for 110 years, believe it or not.
It's a nice thick cream, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, what I was thinking is interesting about what you both do, and I was just thinking about how complementary facial massage is with facial yoga. The difference between the two, I guess, is when you are massaging your face, you are actually manipulating, aren't you? You're manipulating. Whereas when you are doing the yoga, you are actually moving those muscles independently. And so the two, presumably, are complementary.
Yeah, you can mix them both together, because when I do a session, I'm always putting in about 4 or 5 massage techniques as we go along. But definitely, I would say face yoga, facial massage is the main, techniques that you need to be doing. Definitely.
How interesting.
Also, when you're doing that massage, and you're lifting the dead skin cells, because generally as we get older, the reason why we lose the glow in our face is because of the dead skin buildup. And actually just doing that massage and using something, I mean, I also use a mixture of Manuka honey with a little, it's the same Manuka honey, olive oil, brown sugar, mix it all in with some porridge oats. And that makes the best exfoliator, because it's never going to erupt. Your skin will never erupt with that. But just to get rid, because it's the dead skin that's actually lying on your skin. And when people say to me, I put my makeup on and a couple of hours later it's gone, you can guarantee that it's because they haven't actually exfoliated their skin properly. So they're quick fixes whenever I'm doing any makeups anyway. So I think it's important to share these.
And Karen, do you suggest when people are doing these exercises that they should have, what should they have on their face? Should they have a moisturizer? Should their face be clean?
Their face should, I've got my makeup on, I do it with that. However, if I was doing a clean face, you don't need to use oil or creams at all, because you need to be able to get the resistance of the muscles. So the one we just done, that's quite difficult to go along. If I had lots of oil, I would be sliding off my face. Resistance. There's an eye one. There's one called the V. So if I had lots of oil, my fingers would slide in, and and it's all about supporting the muscle that causes resistance that will then tighten and tone the muscle up. So I would say no cream or oil. You don't need it. You don't need it at all.
Well, I've got to say, you both, looking at Kerry, now knowing that her mother did all this stuff years ago, and looking at all of you, I'm spurred on now. I'm going to be doing massage and facial yoga, and I'm going to tell all my friends as well, and I'll be doing it at dinner parties.
We can do
There'll be virtual ones at the moment, Maggie.
But Maggie, we'll do a lesson one evening, over Zoom. We can do one if you like.
I'd love to do one, and then I can talk about it, because every day I do a little video, and then I can tell people about it also on that video too.
Yeah, Jo, all of you, we'll all do one together.
Yeah, we could do, couldn't we? Yeah, let's do that then. Yeah. So this probably brings us a good time to discuss our hero products. So who's going to go first? Karen, you're the guest. You go first. You're our guest.
Okay.
Right.
So I've got the beauty awards coming up in Edinburgh, where I'm a judge. So I get all these products sent to me, and there was one that really stood out from the very beginning. Now it's in Latin, so it's called saliage. Now it's actually it's really hard to pronounce. It's like saliage.
How do you spell it?
Seilich.
Seilich.
Now this is a juniper. It's a juniper and mint facial mist. But do you know what makes it so special? The lady actually has meadows where she grows her own flowers and herbs, and this is what goes into the products. So everything is from her back garden. She then distills it in a huge brass what is it they make all their own oils and the products. So yeah, she's actually doing it from the flowers in her garden, and it's like organic certified, so all the bees and the wasps all come in, you know, and the pollen's everywhere, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So this is my firm favourite at the moment. So as I say, she's actually in the category of the beauty awards, but I can't say who's won it yet.
When
she's
do you
one
use
of them.
that?
Sorry?
How and when do you use that?
I usually use it in the morning, but what I've been doing is, because I've been a lot stressed of lockdown, my skin became quite spotty. But I think it's the hormone cortisol that comes out when you're really stressed. Because since I started face yoga, I never ever get spots, but I've not been doing very well at the moment. I know it's stress. So first thing in the morning, I use this, and it's for oily skin. I just spray it all over me. It's absolutely gorgeous. I just love it. This is my hero just now.
And is it just for oily skin?
No, she's got other different ones as well, but my skin is quite oily, so she sent me this one. This one's for combination skin as well, I believe. So basically, it's got vitamins in it, and it's from our own meadows. Oh, I just love that.
And you know what? That's like, again, this thing I was listening to last night, this beauty journalist was talking about Chantecaille, which is a really, really, really expensive brand. And they do a facial mist. This is something like £65. And they pick the roses. It's a rose one. They pick them, you know, from their own, well, whatever it is, gardens at a certain time in the morning. And this sounds like this is an equivalent. I'm going to look at that. Thank you.
It just makes it a little more special as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it's in Scotland. So yeah, that's my favourite.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
My son was born in Scotland.
Yeah.
So and he's Cameron.
Good Scottish name.
Would you like to go next then with your products?
Can you go next? Because I'm going to.
You're going to knock me down.
I'm going to knock you down.
That's true. Yeah. Okay.
I'll go. Shall I go next?
Yes.
Okay. I will say that, you know, I think I'm a bit late to the party with this because everywhere that I look, people are using these beauty blenders. My daughters don't use them because daughters can't even stand the feeling of sponge. But in fact, I had used them in the past, and I hadn't liked them because I felt all the foundation or whatever was getting absorbed into this rather than going on my face. But this one, which is latex free and absorbs 70% less makeup, it says. The reason it works for me is because I'm a bit clumsy. And I always wear my glasses because I've got a dodgy eye. And for me, it means I can sort of get in all these places around here that I couldn't otherwise get in. And I use a lot of cream stuff, and it's quite good for dabbing rather than brushing. And so I've only just found them, but I'm now going to find out from Jo why I shouldn't be using it. But it's kind of worked for me. It's different from the other ones I've used because it's microfiber, latex free, absorbs 70% less makeup, and it's velvety. It's not sort of spongy, and it doesn't absorb all that makeup like the other ones did. So Jo, tell me.
Right, I'll tell you. I think the more. It's really good that you did bring that, and this is where this kind of forum type of thing helps, because the things that you're kind of, you know, we're talking about, you're getting involved with, even, you know, the lovely spray, you know, tonics for your skin and things like that. But all of these things are really relevant. First and foremost, this was my hero product, which is a magnifying mirror times 20. So that was actually going to be my hero product before we even started, because I can't see. So when I take my glasses off, oh, bloody hell. You know, so the most important thing that to anybody with their makeup is that you can actually see especially because I obviously encourage people to change their makeup, be brave and try something new. And just because we're a certain age doesn't mean, in fact, anything, we need to change because our makeup can very much date us. So very important is to be able to see. So a times 20 is key. The other thing, by looking like this, is that I am a great advocate of less is more. I know that's the old adage, but it's really important as we get older that we don't plaster our face with what I call the F word, foundation. It sounds like a concrete slab, doesn't it? And it's really, really important because back in the day, that's what we used to do, put loads and loads of face makeup on. So if I'm going to get another hero product, and this is actually brand new because I've got to do this, again it's Studio 10, but I'm using Studio 10 as like the backbone products of what I actually put forward as a good product range. So the concealer and things like that, because it's really important to get like a underneath the eye, using just a little bit of concealer. Without makeup on, honestly, it's not a pretty sight.
Yeah, but I use their concealers as well.
Well done, you. Yeah, great stuff.
Did you get it from Jo? Through Jo?
The foundation, all you do is use a tiny bit on your fingertips because you can't gauge how much you're using with sponges. And I think that when you get over 40, certainly over 50, you can't be asked with it. But, oh God, see, I've done it.
We need to bleep.
I swear, Karen, I swear. You can't be bothered, can you, really, with the whole performance so it has to be minimal effort, maximum result. So really important is first and foremost to use that concealer, cover up now don't blend that in, don't blend it in, really important that you don't blend it in. Then you use your fingertips and you literally pop the makeup over the top like that and you press it. If it's the right colour for you, you shouldn't have to take it any further than that. You press it with your fingertips like that. Press it around your nose here, because we all get open pores and broken veins. A little bit on your chin for me, tiny bit here, and that's it.
Can't I press it with my thing?
And
press it with my thing? Because if you've got nails and everything, I find it quite difficult.
I haven't got nails.
No, but if you've got nails, which I do normally have, I find it quite
I've never got nails.
It's these bits here, when I'm using my fingers. So
remember this from last week? Forward. Yeah. Remember that from last week? Forward with your contour powder. Never back. Always forward. Yeah. Shut that one.
So what about, now that I've got at least 4 of these unused, what about if I put the foundation a little bit on my hand and I dab it very gently, and then I do that?
Well, it's up to you, but I think
I'll just do it. All right, I'll just do it.
She's not giving up.
Then.
Are you sure you want to do a lesson with us, Karen, having seen us in action?
The fact is that if you do that, you're going to be putting product. You're wasting product.
Yeah,
really, and that's expensive stuff. So it should last you. And this is again, it's really expensive stuff. So if you think about how much of that product you're putting on that product to put it on that face, why? To what effect? What's it going to do? If, like my daughter, who I love desperately, but she does wear a full face of makeup, then absolutely. In fact, send them to Shannon. She'll use them. But if you're going to put like 10 ton of makeup on, you know how they've all got like this thing.
And the line here.
But when you get over 40 or over 50, that's not a good look. It really isn't, because you're just masking your skin. And if you've got a problem skin, you're actually amplifying that problem. If you look at some of the things that I've got on Instagram, certainly Julie, who had midlife menopausal outbreak of acne, and that was just awful. When she came to me, she wouldn't even go anywhere without having makeup on. But all it did, she had 10 ton of makeup on top of her spots. And all it did was really amplify any dryness, dead skin, and opened up the spots. You have a look at her before and after. Little fingers. It was the fingers.
No, I'm the odd one out, so I've got a hair product again, because we've ended up
Oh, you're going to tell me that.
You said about thicker hair, and so I do use a hair thickening supplement by Time Bomb, and it's called Mass Appeal, and you literally, it's got a little pump action, and before you blow dry your hair, I just massage it into the roots. Now I think
massage.
Yeah, so it's really lightweight, and I've been using it for, I think I was sent it as part of a set of products to review years ago, and I carried on buying it ever since, and I've tried other things, but I always go back to this one. And I think it works really well, because especially at the moment, because I'm not having my highlights. The highlights thicken the hair shaft, don't they? Well, that's not happening now. So, so it's called Mass Appeal. You literally just put it into your hair, and it plumps up each strand. I don't use it on the ends, to be honest with you. I just tend to use it on the root area. I guess you could use it all the way through. I don't. But I just find it does make my hair look thicker and feel thicker. So, and you don't use very much of it. You only
Interesting.
Time. So
I'm going to have to look up Time Bomb now, because I don't know.
Time Bomb's amazing.
Well,
We've all got a root.
All the money that I've saved you buying those sponges, you're going to be able to afford that.
And the person, I don't know if she still did. This one.
I was so pleased with myself as well.
So Time Bomb started out. I don't know if she's still as involved as she was at the beginning. Lulu, with a lady called Gail Frederici, and Gail Frederici was the person who invented frizzies.
Amazing! Oh, I love frizzies. I use that.
Yeah, so she sort of, I guess, she sort of left. I guess it was John Frieda's frizzies, wasn't it? So of course, Lulu figured out to John Frieda, so that was the connection there. And I've met her several times actually, and there is an interview with her on my website, and also somewhere an interview that I've done with her on her website. I don't know if they still kept it, which we did about the background and why she's passionate about her products, because she also has the Colour Wow range, and I think last week I talked about that sort of anti-frizz product. And I don't use it myself, but she's got the Roots cover product. She's one of the first to bring in the mascara type thing for Roots as well. But really interesting, very interesting lady.
Well, I need all the help.
And I just happen to love the products. But I said, look out for it, because often you get the best deals on the Time Bomb things on QVC when they bundle things together.
Yeah.
I don't watch QVC because I know I'll spend a fortune, so I just don't watch it.
And you buy more sponges.
Well, I have to say, I tend to get an alert. I don't watch QVC either, but somebody normally sends me normally sends me a link to say it's time for your Time Bomb stuff. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Well, I just go and buy this one directly from there.
Have you ever drank too much wine and got to that stage in the evening, and then you start watching it and you think, my life will never be complete if I don't have that steam cleaner? I need it in my life. I've got to buy one of those steam cleaners. Oh yeah. Oh, you're really drunk. You know you're really drunk. And if you order one, I ordered one.
Well, I googled it and I had a look this morning as well. It was on this morning, wasn't it?
What, the steam cleaner?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it for your floor?
I googled it. It's only $19.99. I didn't buy it.
I know it's on the floor. You can have it in 3. Well, £33 a month. Oh, I can do that. I don't need
your floor.
Cleaner. What is that? But when I've had wine, I will buy anything.
Ladies, is that steam cleaner for your floor or for your face?
No, you can use it anywhere, Maggie.
It's your purpose.
Clean your drains.
The floor.
Clean your drains.
No, your floor in your kitchen.
Oh,
kitchen carpet, not your face.
Well, we could start a trend. 101 things to do with the steam cleaner, couldn't we?
Absolutely.
That would be a challenge. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
No, don't stick up. You know.
Well, I think on that note, Rosa, we're going to have people starting to spend money on steam cleaners and we're not even selling them. I think it's been great fun, I think. Thank you, Karen, for joining us. Thank you for coming to the Mad Midlife Real Life chats. Thank you for your tips. They're fabulous, aren't they? And hopefully you join us again.
Yeah. Well, and we'll
do our Zoom
together. I'll be on anytime, yes, thank you.
You think we should do it after a couple of glasses of wine or before?
Before, or we're slipping everywhere, and I won't be able to see properly.
Is this coffee, girls? It is, actually.
Thank you. So thank you for everybody for joining us. And actually, it's a bit of a longer episode than we normally have. So that's because we've had hopefully you've had as much fun watching this as we've had today doing it. That's all I can say. So thank you for everybody for joining us. So from Maggie, Jo, Karen, and myself, it's bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
See you next time. Bye.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.